Give yourself a reward when the task is done. Now, mind you, it's not get a reward, it's give yourself a reward. There's a difference. It would be wonderful to get a trip to Hawaii for going through your kids' papers. It's not going to happen. You got to be able to give yourself a reward. Many people want to skip this. They say, oh, other people need a reward, I don't need a reward. But that's part of the strategy, and we need to include it. And a lot of people find this the hardest part. They can tell me what would be a great reward for their spouse, their boss, their kids, their family, their neighbors, but they haven't got a clue what would be a great reward for them. So I'm going to suggest 2 places that you can find rewards. One is, years ago, 20 years ago, when I started teaching Blast Away Procrastination seminars, people put off what they hated to do. The biggest change I've seen in 20 years is now they still put off what they hate to do, but they also put off things they love to do. People will tell me they used to get together with their families every Sunday, and now nobody has time. A woman told me she talked to her sister every day on the phone. Now she and her sister hardly are able to connect even once a month. People tell me they love to read novels or mystery novels or whatever, certain kinds of books, but there's so many other things they have to read that there's no time to read the books. People love to go to movies, to go to concerts, to go to museums, and they haven't done it in years. So one reward could be something you love to do that you never have time for, and when you put in 1 solid hour on something, you can do it guilt-free. You can just veg out on the couch. You can take a bubble bath. You can read trashy magazines. It can be anything, and it can be guilt-free. Or you could pick up on a kid and say, you want to come with me? I wanted to go to the zoo for years. I just put in an hour on a project. I'm going to reward myself, and you can be part of my reward. Can you imagine how a kid would feel for that? I'm part of somebody's reward. Or you could call your sister and say, I'm going to treat myself to a nice lunch out, and it's my reward for working on a project. You want to be part of my reward? That's a cool compliment. Okay, the other place that you can get rewards is to take something that you usually take for granted and just not let yourself have it. So you love this certain TV show. You're not going to let yourself watch it until the bills are paid. You a friend of mine loved coffee. Bob loved coffee. His job was at a counseling agency to come in and make a graph-type report to give to HR about the phone calls that were received over the weekend. It should have taken 20 minutes. He easily could have had it done by 9:30 every Monday morning. But sometimes that cloud of dread hung over his head all day long. At lunchtime, he'd say, oh, I still haven't done the report. All day long, I'd hear, I still haven't done the report. So he started, he loved coffee. So what he'd do is he'd have as much coffee at home as he wanted, usually just 1 or 2 cups. But when he got to work, he didn't let himself have a cup of coffee until the report was done. And then when it was done, he'd make a big deal out of it. I am going down the hall now, and I will meet with Juan Valdez and his burro, and they will give me some fresh roasted Colombian coffee. He went on, and I listened to this for months, and I said to him finally, you know, they say if you've done something for a month or 2, it's a habit. You don't have to do that anymore. But he still does it because it's just part of, it's a game. Procrastination is a game. It's a mind game. And he's using this game as leverage against the mind game. It's what gets him to get it done. When we procrastinate, it's not just the consequence of not getting done. It's the cloud over your head all day long that's leaving you feeling exhausted and like a loser and unsuccessful.